I hope you're ready. This is going to be exciting.
Here we got career starts up to go. Green flag is out and we're underway.
Just a few laps into this. Oh, the 37's getting loose. Oh, and he saves it. Oh, they're going 3 wide.
We've got a 5-way fight for the win of this race coming to 4 laps to go. He's gonna win it here in spectacular fashion.
Well, from the high banks of Chicagoland, we head up to the state of New York for a little bit of road course racing here in the Hidden Wit Brewing Company Xfinity Series. Glad to have y'all tonight here on B-Speed and all Goat Locker platforms on Facebook and Twitch tonight. Go check that out on Twitch let's see if it works good. I don't know. We are glad to be here tonight. Well, it's always great to have one of these road courses in the schedule, and tonight going to be a fun one. We're going to see who's got the goods, who needs a little bit of work on those right turns. But we've got some really badass drivers here in the Goat Locker Racing League, and they're going to show off their talents tonight. Who's going to come away with the victory? We don't know. Let's take a look at your schedule. We are all the way down the bottom left of the first column. We're halfway through for the most part. And Watkins Glen is where we find ourselves tonight. And we've got a whole awesome schedule for the rest of this season. One of my favorite schedules of the whole Lincoln Tech Spring Series. Well, we got standings to talk about. Finally, we can sit around and talk about who's going to make it, who's got the points lead, who's got some work to do. And here it is right here. You got Patrick Drapper atop the standings with those 2 wins. Sets himself apart from Chris Morris, Jonah Colbert, and Jake Ellingson, all with 1 win apiece. Then you got Ryan Pendleton, Daniel Cunningham, George Jewell, Levi McCarty, all sitting in pretty good shape. Then you get down in the single digits above the cut line, and it's Charlie Harcum, Michael Kostick, Alex Cruz, Chris Sawyer, and then you see Frederick Seagraves Jr. tied with the cutoff line, and Jacob Denson just 1 point out. Well, tonight, I can tell you who I've got pegged as somebody who can make a difference in their point situation, and that's the number 4 tonight. It's going to be hard to beat Michael Kostick, one of the best road course racers. There's no guarantee. That's why we run the races. But, man, you ought to be looking out for that number 4 tonight. We'll see if he can get it done. That would be a great way to get yourself into the playoffs, is get this road course win. I want to thank our sponsors, as always, Hidden Wit Brewing Company, Lincoln Tech, and, of course, Save22.net. Well, let's take a look at Watkins Glen in Watkins Glen, New York. And we're using the cup layout. So you can see that, you see the little boot down at the very bottom. Looks like a boot. Looks like a boot. That's why they call it that. And we're not running that, though, so we'll go all the way around from the left side of your screen up to turn 1, up through the S, into the bus stop, around the carousel, into the left-right 1-2 punch to get back to the start-finish line. Very simple. You know, it's the perfect stock car driver road course. Very simple, not very, not wildly technical, but it does require some skill to get around the track and do it properly. You got to be aggressive. Those curves, those 3D curves that iRacing put in here, can be difficult. You got to make sure that you get across those properly. Don't hit the gas at the wrong time. The car will kind of jump up in the air, which we'll see a little bit of that tonight. And I'll see who can manage it the best. That's gonna determine who wins this race tonight. Well, qualifying is underway. Most folks have already put down a lap time, so we'll take a look at that real quick, see who is where. And you see Michael Kostick with a 1:12.9, the fastest lap so far in the session. At practice, nobody put down a 1:12.9, so he was screaming on his lap. We'll take a look at maybe somebody's lap. We got Jamie Barkis here. I don't know if he has already put down 2 laps. Jonah Colbert out on the track. He's already put down his laps, and looks like he might be just doing a little bit of extra practice. You can keep running forever, and I don't hate this. And I tell you what, something we'll highlight tonight, man. We're going to have a little bit of foot cam action tonight from Jonah Colbert. You can see those Fanatec pedals and those socks. We don't do any racing shoes. Look at him doing a little bit of heel toe. So we'll get a couple onboard shots of that tonight. We got Lucas Line with a foot cam. His is quite a bit different. Let's say he's got, I don't know, reindeer pajamas, a couple different socks. And look, he is ready to go. Got these things. I love it. I love these personalities that come out. But it's going to be cool to see the different techniques. Now, I can't do this. I cannot do any kind of heel toe mess. I'm a sequential shifter. I'll never lift. I don't use the clutch at all. So it's cool to see those trying to make that work in sim. So far, Jonah Colbert got a little bit of work to do. Going to be 12th right now on the grid. As you see, still laying down practice laps. But tell you what we'll do. We'll take a moment, and we'll throw it to the national anthem, presented by Navy vet Jared Ashley.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we held at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Well, thanks to Jared Ashley for that. But let's get into the grid. Let's see where everybody's going to be starting here tonight. And we can get up on the screen in just a second. I promise. Who's going to be the Jam Printing and Promotions Pole Award winner? Well, it's going to be Michael Kostick. I told you to be worried about him. Look at him, over a half a second faster than Duncan Fall there in that number 61 machine. Going to start outside of the front row. In third, it's going to be Alex Cruz and Daniel Cunningham. Rounding out row number 2. Row number 3 is going to be Patrick Drabick, Brian Provo in that 08 machine. In 7th and 8th is Levi McCarty and Lucas Lyons. 9th, 10th could be Christopher Morse Jr. and Ryan Pendleton in that 10th. 11th is going to be Jacob Ellingson and Jonah Colbert. In 12th, 13th, Jamie Barkus and Ryzon Baker. In 14th, new names. I don't know if I said that right. They'll let me know, I promise. I always do. Jacob Denson, Craig Bontrager, 15th and 16th. 17th and 18th is George Jewell and Brady Cox. 19th, Matt Knights and Frederick Seagate Braves Jr. in 20th. 21st is going to be Chris Sawyer and Charles Avery. And 23rd, Mark Cofield and Jamie Lipke in that 24th spot. And then round out the field is going to be Kevin Price. He said he wasn't sure if he was going to make it. I didn't really feel confident. I think we talked him into it, so glad to see Kevin here with us tonight. Well, everybody's starting to get lined up here as we get ready going around the track. We've got a pace lap. Get around here, so they'll kind of scoot around here, get around. We'll get this thing underway. And I'm excited. I'm excited. I like a little bit of road course racing. And we'll take a look at the race analysis. 40 laps here tonight. Pit road speed 40 miles an hour. They'll definitely have to use that. 4 tire sets available. Don't think they'll use but one. No cautions is sort of the big thing. No full course cautions here on road courses. It would just take too damn long, I think. That's the overall idea. So I like it. Big setup, 100% fuel load. And so I do believe there will be at least one pit stop here tonight. Well, the field is rolling. And I'll tell you what, the pace car kind of just gets going on these road courses. It doesn't waste any time. You almost feel like you're burning your tires up trying to keep up with that thing sometimes. It'll be flying around here. But what are we worried about tonight? Well, you got to stay on the track. And admittedly, a lot of these guys maybe not huge road course racers. So it's about staying on track. You know, if you feel like you're not too confident in your abilities, you know, just stay on track. That's all you got to do. But if you're trying to get that win, you got to be aggressive, and you've got to push this car to the limit. Saving tire is good. You don't want to, you don't want to burn the rears off of it. You want to leave a little bit there, but you really can't mess around. You've got to push lap time every single lap, because I promise you, Michael Kosic's not going to wait around for you. He will be gone. And folks like, I got Ryan Pendleton back in 10th. I'm going to be looking for him. I'm going to be looking for Lucas Lyon in that 8th position. Drabick and Brian Provo, very good road course racers. So I think there's a lot of potential to see some guys make up some distance here. And, Kosic being a half a second faster in qualifying is pretty telling. But you got to get all 40 laps and get to the finish line. So you want to be in range of that 4 car if something does go wrong, which we've seen it happen before. As they come down sort of the back stretch, it's not what it's called, but we're oval racers. It's a back stretch, and then we go into turn 7 and 8. We're gonna get this thing underway. Rusty Rafferty said it's a great field for a road course. I think so. 25 cars showed up for a road course. I think that's the beauty of Watkins Glen. All right, here we go. 40 laps as we get this thing underway. Kostic gonna have that right side line. He's gonna have the drive down into turn 1. Will we see any kind of incidents? If you go see a big one, it's gonna happen right here or right up through the S's. So this is gonna be the most chaotic time of the night. They pull down to Barney, pointing at him, saying, "Let's go." Green flag is out. Here we go from Watkins Glen. Down into turn 1. You see Levi McCarty peeking out. We got 1 3 wide down. Oh, and somebody's making contact. I don't know who that is. Looks like it's Jamie Lipke of the 36, and George Jewell has gone around. And I think Kevin Price and Lipke made a little bit of contact. Or no, they're coming out of pit road. I don't know who that was. Might have been Jamie Barkus. We'll go back and check it out in a minute to watch them scream down towards the bus stop. Lucas Lyon was aggressive there, down into turn 1, taking it 3 wide. See, look how the cars are just bouncing around. Oh, they're going 2 wide, Levi McCarty. And I don't know who the heck that is going side by side. Brian Provo, it looks like, into the bus stop. That is crazy, and they made it work. Let's see if we can go back and find out what happened to Jamie Barkus here on the start. I don't know who that was back here. Somebody locking up the brakes. Might have been Bontrager. Back it up a little bit more. It was Greg Bontrager going to get into the side of the 59. which we don't have a 59 on track, so I don't know who that is. Somebody knew probably with the wrong number, but yeah, hate to see that for some guys. But Jamie Barkus with a black flag, so I don't know what the heck happened to him, but he's out on the track, but he's having to serve this black flag right here. So Jamie Barkus having to come back down, so I don't know if he had a restart violation or what exactly happened. I don't see anything from race control, so not really sure what happened to the 15, but not a great start for him. That's going to be a frustrating night. But, all right, so all the chaos is out of the way. Now we go back to the actual racing as Kostick now out to a second lead over at Duncan Fall. And those guys have sort of pulled away about a second and a half back to the number 5 machine of Alex Cruz. So those two setting themselves apart here early. But Lucas Lyon already made up a couple spots on the restart, or that's the initial start. We'll take a look at his feet cam. We got Rusty Rafferty in chat saying, I'm here for the feet. Here it is. On board with Lucas Lyon in that 5th position. He's trying to run down Daniel Cunningham. These guys are teammates. You can see he's using the clutch, but he is left foot braking. You can see he's not using the clutch for downshifts. He is using the clutch for upshifts, so wild to see that. He actually skips the clutch that time. So it seems like he's got an optional clutch there, maybe just doing it for show. Where I saw Jonah Colbert in practice doing a little bit of heel toe. Take a look at his real quick. See, he's actually using the clutch. He has a Fanatec H pattern shifter. He is back in 12th where he started. We'll see if he does a little heel toe. Look at that right there. So you see the different techniques as he is flying over the turtles there. Is Christopher Morris just wild into the bus stop. But, man, so cool to see those views from the drivers. He's doing left foot braking and right foot braking. So you can see he was kind of working that brake just a little bit to help kind of keep the car going, keep it turning into the carousel. So he's all over the place with the pedals here. This is wild. I couldn't do it. I ain't no way I could focus on. I could barely do 2 hands. I wouldn't be able to do 3 pedals. All right, well, we got some battling going on. That's the fun stuff. As Drabick now getting passed by Ryan Pendleton as they went side by side into turn 1. And they continue to battle. It's very tough to come up through the S's side by side, but they're going to try to do it. Levi McCarty's going to exploit this as they come down towards the bus stop, and Levi McCarty is going to be there. And Pendleton, unfortunately, going to have to give that position up. You just can't be fast going side by side, and it's just a dangerous thing to do. And you see Pendleton all over the back bumper, trying to put some pressure. He was trying to pass the 07, ended up losing a spot, and he has got Provo and Ellingson behind him, so he does not have enough time to play around. Levi McCarty being aggressive there. I like it. Passing is very difficult on road courses. You got to take it when you can get it. Right to the back bumper goes Ryan Pendleton, trying to find a way around. I would say there's really only 2 good passing spots on the track. One of them is right here into turn 1, but these stock cars do not get down. You can see Pendleton struggling on exit. These stock cars do not brake very well, and you can see you have to be a little bit nervous through the S's, but you can't take it easy. You got to be aggressive. You see how the wall just kind of jumps out at you. You try to carry as much speed as you can down into the bus stop, and that's the next passing zone. If you can get the run through the S's, right here is where you'd like to make the pass. You want to use that whole right side right up against the wall. You see almost a perfect bus stop there for the 23. Up here, 3rd, 4th, and 5th. This is Alex Cruz, Cunningham, and Lyons as they run nose to tail. And here comes Lucas Lyons looking down to the inside. His teammate's going to give way. And now Lucas up to the 4th position. So far, so good. Not really too many issues. Now, Jamie Barkus way back here by himself. Not quite a lap down, but he is about 44 seconds back from the lead. So with no cautions really possible, I think he's really just going to be pushing to try to get back maybe to the top 15. He's definitely got the talent to do it. It's just going to be a very, very long race without those cautions. Back up here to this battle for third place. Lucas Lyon continues to put pressure, looking down to the inside, trying to get Alex Cruz to look in his rear view mirror, make a mistake. This is breaking point. You know, I love oval racing for all kinds of things, but I do love road racing. I used to be something I hated. And you can see Lucas, really no issue at all getting around Alex Cruz. Now Alex, because of that, under fire here from the 91, but the 91 going to fall back in line. But yeah, road course racing is a lot of fun. It is. There's a, you know, oval's got those, you know, those little tricks and techniques to use against your competitors. But road course racing has its own type of just kind of psychological warfare. Being that it's so hard to pass, a lot of times you just hang around on their back bumper, drive in real deep, make them look at the rear view mirror, miss their braking point. You can really hound somebody for quite a while. Come up through the S's. Alex Cruz having a great drive so far. Right now it is all Michael Costa. You can see not hardly anybody in the same time zone with him and Duncan Fall. Now Lucas Lyon has been the fastest car on the track the last lap. We'll see if it happens this time. Now Kostick with a 3.5 second lead really doesn't have to push the car all that hard. So he is definitely going to be taking it easy, just managing the gap. I mean, you've heard me quote the great prophet of Vin Diesel, whether you win by an inch or a mile, winning's winning. So he doesn't have to win the race by, 18 seconds. So he can manage those tires and make it work. Back here, we got some more racing still happening all over the track. Ryan Pendleton getting around Levi McCarty. Now here comes Jacob Ellingson. I just love all the different ways guys are racing these cars. See Ellingson there. I can't tell if he's got an H pattern or if he is just using a sequential shifter. It looks like it's just a sequential. So you have little paddle shifters on some of these wheels where you click on it, click right to left. Then you have sequential shifters where you just kind of pull back on it like they have in NASCAR. Now, push forward and shifts down. You pull back and shifts up. That's like what he is working with. And you got some guys who use H patterns, where they use the old Daytona USA, or one like that it would be in your car. Go to first, go down to second, you go up to third, you go down to fourth. Looks like he's using a sequential shifter. Still trying to work on Levi McCarty. McCarty looked aggressive here early, but now is starting to fade. Consistency not quite there is Lucas Lyon. Ran a 1:13.9 last lap now, and you see Ellingson going down into turn one. Smokes the brakes a little bit, get a drive off, and kind of blows turn one there. Gonna have to get back in line, trying to make that pass work. Cooked it, saw the smoke, and not much you can do. Once them tires start to lock up, it is not anything you can do so long for the ride. Now he's gonna go back after it. Oh, he gets real wide there. Holy cow. Through the bus stop, still hounding that 18 machine who struggling. But yeah, Michael Kostick ran a 14.1 last lap. Lucas Lyon ran a 1:13.9. Now, I told you, don't get too hung up on Michael Kostick. He knows how to run these races. His best lap time and the best lap time on the track is a 1:13 flat, which he ran, so don't worry too much about that. He ran that on lap 2, so there's a lot more potential in that number 4 machine. We continue to watch this battle for 9th. And Ellingson going to try to keep tabs on the 18. Let's go back up here to 4th, 5th, and 6th. Alex Cruz still holding the 91 at bay, but now here comes Patrick Rabbit up through the S's. Trying to get a run here on this 91 machine. On board here with Pat. He's got the Stars and Stripes gloves on tonight. Got the little glove station hat. Always represent. You know, I always just kind of, you know, I've been around these guys for so long. We've all raced together for quite a few years now. And, you know, I've been so surprised at the progression that a lot of these drivers have gone through. You know, Dravic was always really good. Not great on road courses. I feel like me and him were sort of similar. We were just not very good. And you could definitely tell in the last couple of years how much time and effort he has put into these road courses that he has gotten a ton better. A lot of drivers have been putting in the work, just trying to just improve on it. Because here we go. Ellingson now back down to the inside, gets the run, doesn't even have to put a little pressure going into turn 1. He has got the turn completely. So McCarty going to fall back tonight after sort of an early jump and has been slowly falling back since the start of the race. Now Brian Provo going to be looking to make a move on the 18. So far, a couple drivers calling it quits. Chris Sawyer and George Jewell. And you'll see that sometime. Oh, my gosh, is Ryan Provo going through the grass as he almost makes contact with Levi McCarty going down into the bus stop. We'll take a look at it here on the V-Speed replay. Watch this. Boy, it was almost a disaster for the 08 and the 18. Watch as he was really breaking late, but you can see, oh! Going through the grass, that is a pucker moment for sure, and great job by Provo for not just locking him up, getting him into the 18, but man, that was close. Drivers back here battling, got Brady Cox, Christopher Morse. Christopher Morse, you know, of course, he is a 4-time ARCA winner. He's won once in this series. He said tonight, he said, you guys are going to see how bad I am at road courses. And so far, he's dropped 3 spots from where he started. And you can see just saying, hey, just go ahead. Just struggling to get these cars around here as Rods and Baker letting it all hang out. Up front, though, for that second position, it's getting tight as they're coming up on some lap traffic. It looks like Kevin Price, who he started from the pits. He said earlier in Discord, he said, yeah, I don't know. I don't know what I'm doing here at road courses. So wasn't going to show up, but glad to have him here. And it looks like he is doing just fine. And there's only one way to get better at iRacing and road courses, and that's to show up and race. So we love to see it. Trying to stay out of the way here, and when he pulls down, that's going to open the door for Lucas Lyons, who's going to take advantage of the situation. And Duncan, not much he could do there. You know, Kevin trying to stay out of the way. Duncan was going to try to go to the inside, and that just a free pass, basically, for Lucas Lyon, who now moves up into second, 4.8 seconds back from your leader, Michael Costa. And, you know, all those things, as Duncan is going to plow off that wall on the in the S's. That was a hard hit. Let's go back and watch that. Golly, that hurt. But you kind of hope that those lap cars will kind of tell you where they're going to go. Watch this. He goes to the S's. Just gets a bad angle here, gets on the throttle, and bam. So move Lucas up to that second position. Is he going to try to cut into that lead just a little bit to go back to this battle for 5th and 6th? Ryan Pendleton, one of your biggest movers. Lucas Lyon, your biggest, up 6 spots. But now here comes Ryan Pendleton looking to make more moves. I'm really surprised when Ryan Pendleton's not up front early. I know how good he is at road courses, and Cunningham doing the smart thing, I think, and just letting him go. Try not to lose any time by battling. And Pendleton not having a great qualifying effort. I think he would be battling for the lead if he would have qualified just a little bit better. But he continues to make moves as here comes Kevin Price. And, hey, big shout out to Kevin Price there. Let these guys go into the S's. Price lets them go. See a little bit of blinking there. I don't know who that was. Might have been Patrick Drabick. Blinking out for just a moment. Well, as far as pit stops go, if they do have to make a stop, I love that view right there. I'll actually give you that one for a little bit longer. Watch as these cars bounce over these curbs. Some people are a little bit more aggressive with it. Watch them as they come through here. You see Jonah Colbert coming in, being aggressive. You see some people taking it a little bit easy, not being so aggressive. I love that view. But we expect to see folks come down on lap 20, I would imagine. That would be no cautions as Ryan Pendleton clobbers the wall there. You can't keep doing that. These left fronts on these cars are pretty fragile. Don't want to get that toe knocked out for sure. It'd be hard to make it up. You know, especially these left-hand turns would be a disaster, and there is a lot more left-hand turns than there are rights here. Yeah, I expect to see everybody come down right around lap 20, but it just depends on what you want to do. You know, in road course racing, you see a lot of no tires. We'll see if anybody decides to try that. I think in these cars, usually tires is something that you want to take. Just depends on how the fall off is. If it's worth trying to go 40 laps on one set of tires. There's a lot of strategy here. You know, especially if you're in this 4th to 8th position where you're kind of close. I mean, even Lucas Lyon, you can save 4 seconds in pits. I mean, you're going to be right on the back bumper of Michael Kostick. So, you know, all kinds of strategies could develop. I think most folks will take 4 tires and fuel. But if you do try to take take no tires, well, you can take less fuel. Just run as long as you possibly can. You come down pit road, you'll take less fuel, and you'll have a shorter pit stop. Just less time that you have to, you know, less fuel you got to put in to make it to the end. So it just depends on what you're doing. If you're taking 4 tires, you come down on lap 20, I think. And, yeah, I think that would probably be the call. But if you decide to take no tires, that makes it a little bit more interesting. So we'll see if anybody does that. I would imagine everybody's going to come down for tires. The fall off has really not been too crazy. Everybody about a half a second off of where they were or what they could possibly run. So still laying down some really quick lap times for these guys up front. Watching Daniel Cunningham here as Ryan Pendleton starts to pull away, trying to run down his teammate Alex Cruz. Now Patrick Drabick on the hunt. Trying to get this 6th spot away from Daniel Cunningham. Of course, Patrick has 2 wins on the season. Got his 2nd win last week at Chicagoland, so he's here for fun. He can get up here and race. He can make mistakes, be aggressive. It's all gravy for that 07 machine. Let's take a lap around with Patrick Drabick as we watch him work this track. Getting on the brakes pretty early. This is the corner. Oh, man. See how hard it is whenever you don't get woed down in time. Just that you push. You're trying to get slowed down. You're trying to slow down a big old heavy tank down a hill into a very 90-degree turn. Already the physics are just not happy about it. And you push that brake pedal, you think you got just the right timing on it, and then all of a sudden you're like, oh, it's not slowing down fast enough. It's not slowing fast. Well, what do? You can't do anything because you push the brake down harder. Guess what? You lock them up, you slide through it. So precision is important there, but you see it going through the bus stop, then through the carousel. And this corner is actually really tough. It is so hard to get this one just right. You underdrive it, you lose a lot of time. You overdrive it, you shoot way out to the right. And it's panic moment. A little bit of contact there. So I think these guys are going to be wanting tires because it does seem like they're really struggling to get grip, especially off that final turn. Well, the battle for the lead is not heating up just yet, but Lucas Line is about half a second faster than Kosick, who is running all up on some lap traffic. It looks like that's Frederick Seagraves. That might have been that 59 machine that we saw. It's actually the 09. He's going to get out of the way, but you can see Kosick lost almost a second through the bus stop as he was following Frederick Seagraves through that bus stop. And you can see just how important, you know, being aggressive, driving as hard as you possibly can through that bus stop. If you take it easy, look how much time he lost. So almost a second difference between the two. But before that, Lucas had been making up a lot of time. So Lucas, no slouch on the road courses either. Raced with him on Sunday nights in the Sunday Night Truck Series at Watkins Glen. Had an amazing race. And so he is definitely fast. He knows to get how to get around here. You see that gap here at 2.8 seconds because of that bus stop issue there for Kosick. Ran a 1:15.4. Lucas Line ran a 1:14.5. So he gained a lot of time there as Kosick dealing with lap traffic. We'll see right here if Lucas Line has to deal with the same thing. It looks like he might. Catching Frederick Seagraves here. Going to try to time it. You see Frederick, yeah, he has to check up as well as Seagraves not able to get through it just as quick. And honestly, Lucas didn't lose that much time there. So, and I think Kosick might be catching some other lap traffic as well. So, might have us a little lead battle here before too long. And Lucas going to make it interesting. I love it. Bontrager has come down pit road, brought that 49 machine. We saw him lock up the front tires, make contact with Frederick Seagraves going down into turn one. Been fighting back ever since. Going to give it up, though, here on lap 19 to come down pit road. And your leader, Michael Kosick, going to bring it down pit road along with Duncan Fall and Ryan Pendleton, all coming down on lap 20. And that tells me everything. They're going to get 4 tires fuel, not playing around. Michael Kosick not going to mess around with this. Going to slide into his box. Gets down perfectly. And you can see a little bit different than what we see on the oval tracks. You've got to come down pit road, and pit road's on the right-hand side. So it is a little bit different. Made that mistake in the Next Gen Series of getting too close to the wall. And, you know, they don't like that. They won't come out. They won't come out and work on your car if you do that. So, Kosick, after a 14.3 second stop, comes out. 4 tires of fuel for him. 20 laps in the book. Just got to do it again. And he'll be celebrating in victory lane and punch a ticket to the playoffs. Your next driver, Lucas Line, who is, we'll see what he does. Is he going to come down pit road this time, or is he going to stick it out? Yeah, here he comes right now. Lucas brings it down 40 miles an hour. He locks it up just a little bit, but he's going to bring it down to make his stop. We'll see if he's able to make up any time on pit road. Michael Kosick, the fastest one on pit road so far, 42.1 seconds from the time he entered pit lane to the time he exited. We'll see what Lucas can do here as he pulls into his stop. Don't want to make any mistakes. Perfectly in his box. As more drivers coming down pit road. See the 91 of Daniel Cunningham. Alex Cruz coming down pit road. Badger Drapic has already made his stop. Here comes Lucas Lyons off of pit road, and Michael Kosick just went by. Lucas about 0.8 of a second slower on pit lane. And so Michael Kosick does a great job, does exactly what he needs to do, and he will cycle back out to the lead. Brady Cox, though, is out front, having yet to make his stop. I don't know. Brady Cox is new to me. So is Duncan Fall, but it looks like they might be teammates. It says Fall Creative on the side here. I'm no detective, but that seems like that is the case. But here comes Brady, going to give up the lead here, come down pit road. And black flag speeding on pit road for Brady Cox. Got a little bit too hot. And he will have something to think about for about 40 seconds here. It's a tough thing to have happen. Yeah, you just don't get any cautions here. Mistakes here at these road courses are just the worst. There's no coming back from them. You miss a corner, that's a second you're not going to get back for the rest of the race. These things require ultimate precision. You just can't make mistakes like that. So Brady Cox will have to sit there for about 54 seconds. Serve that penalty. As you watch right here, as Kostick has a 3.7 second lead over Lucas Lyon, who Lucas still back there, letting him know I'm still here. Lucas on his outlap right now, and Kostick ran a 113.2 on his second lap, and we'll see what Lucas can do here. See that black car up there? He's got something to chase. I tell you what, you're always the fastest when you got a carrot. You're like the dog when they put the little, I don't know, where they put like a stuffed rabbit on a pole or something to go around. Those greyhounds, I don't know what they are. The chicken or something, I don't know, a duck, I don't know what to put on there. But it sure does make them run fast. And right now, the Kostick is that chicken for Lucas Lyon. And Lucas sets the fastest lap of the race. 112.7, 0.3 of a second faster than Michael Kostick that last lap. So having something to chase makes a huge difference. And he is continuing to put a little bit of pressure on the 4. He's just not going to be able to cruise for this one, it doesn't look like. So Lucas just going to have to be careful not to make too many mistakes. See how aggressive he's being. It looks like it would be slower bouncing around like that, but you really have to be aggressive like that. So, yeah, cool. Love seeing these guys race like this. Go back here. We got a nice little battle between Frederick Seagraves, Jacob Denson, and Craig Bontrager. Jacob Denson is a name we haven't said much this season. A multiple-time winner here in the Xfinity Series. Of course, the competition level has increased, but I expect to see Jacob Denson up there battling for wins every single week. And right now, Denson finds himself out. Oh, as they make contact, Seagraves and Bontrager again making contact as Seagraves stuck. He's got to get out of the car. Okay, woo. That's a bad place to be stuck, and my goodness, big, hard contact there. We'll take a look and see, find out what happened. You can see he was driving into the corner. This is all for position, so, I mean, he's going to go into the bus stop, a weird angle that's going to open the door for, yeah, and he just did not see Bontrager making that move, and golly, big hit there. Seagrave is going to have to take a tow and go back to pit road. Well, time flies when you're having fun at road courses. We just have 15 laps to go in this thing. And, road courses without cautions, they definitely kind of fly by. Right now, Lucas Lyon's still putting a dent, a huge dent in the number 4's lead. Kostick got a lap car. I think that is Jamie Barkus, who lets Kostick go, which is just no reason on road courses to battle. I think on ovals, we say, yeah, your lap cars can battle to stay on the lead lap, but on a road course, no cautions. There's no lucky dogs, no wave arounds. Once the leader comes up, you kind of let him go. So a little bit different etiquette on road courses. But as we watch the footwork from Lucas Lyons, he's trying to continue to put pressure on that 4. Down through the carousel. Using all that track there outside of the carousel, just let the car drift out. Awesome stuff. Teammates battling right here. I don't think it's going to be much of a battle. Patrick Rabbit going to get position here on Alex Cruz, and Alex Cruz lets him go. Everybody's being real nice tonight. It's funny on the ovals. Half these guys can't pass them. They'll be so damn hard to pass. Can't do nothing with them. But you get them on a road course, and boy, they're so nice. They'll go on by. You know, just take it. Move, grab it back up into the position where he started in 5th. He's about 18 seconds off of the lead. Battle for 9th, Brian Provo and Levi McCarty. Stay on board Provo as you see what it takes to attack. Seems like he's a little bit faster, but being a little bit faster and passing somebody is just two totally different things. We talked about how there's really only a couple passing zones. Yeah, you can make some passing zones if you want to, but there's really a couple, maybe 3. I think maybe if you get a good enough run here off the carousel, you can make a move down into this next corner, turn 7. But it just very rarely happens. And you might see some folks take little dives here down on this final corner, driving down, to the inside right there or something, maybe on the last lap. But turn 1 is really where you can make up some time as we're on board Brian Provo to see if he can try to get this 18. Checking up, really driving in there. Here, how they have to modulate the throttle. He gets on the curbing, kind of upsets the car. The rears kind of break loose. He has to get it gathered back up and then be aggressive here. You want to be full throttle as you hit that left side curbing. So you carry as much speed as possible. Try to get to the bus stop. See how aggressive both these drivers in different lines causes Brian Provo had to check up quite a bit. Brian a little bit more aggressive there on the entry to the bus stop on that right side. Gets a little bit better. A little bit better drive into the bus stop, and he had to check up big time. As though Levi's going to go wide here. That's going to open the door. Which way is Provo going to go? Nowhere to go just yet. Going to try to set him up for turn 1. Going to look down to the inside. Not quite there, but he's going to stay nose. Going to try to outbrake him into 1. Levi really drives it in there. And Provo not able to make it happen. Is Levi going to get a little bit loose as they go through the S's? Watch the wheel here. That's the most fun part. Watch the tape on this wheel as they are just... Oh, man. Again, Provo cooks it into the corner. And, oh, he might lose it. And he does. He's going to spin it into the bus stop. Pushing the car too hard as here comes Jonah Colbert. Drives by him, and Provo hooks it into the bus stop. And going to lose a lot of time there. Go back and watch that maybe one more time. We were on board. Watch it from the back bumper of Levi McCarty and just see what happened. Saw him do that earlier in the race. And, yeah, just car gets a little out of shape. He goes around. You can almost hear Levi kind of lift a little bit, breathing a sigh of relief as he kind of gets the pressure released a little bit right there. So Now he can breathe a little bit. Didn't have Provo all over the back bumper. Well, I tell you what, who can't breathe at all is Michael Kostick. We're going to catch back up here to the lead as we had some of those battles sort of fizzle out there. As now we've got a battle for the lead starting to pick up. Kostick. Lucas Lyons has been faster every single lap. And he has cut that lead all the way down to 1.3 seconds. Really impressive stuff from the 71 here tonight. You can see how hard Lucas is driving it. He bounced it off the wall there, going to lose a ton of time. He lost about 4/10 and that little bit of contact. That's just how hard he is driving. He is getting every single bit that he can. Very clean bus stop. You know what's fun about watching these guys that are very, very good? Let's go on board with Lucas. Is that you go back and watch some of the guys around the 9th, 10th, 11th spot. It's very, like, all over the place. A lot of wheel movement, a lot of real brake, sliding the tires. And then you go watch somebody who's leading the race, and the inputs are real smooth. It almost looks like they're running slow, but they're actually about a second faster. And we're watching that right here. Just watch how smooth Lucas Lyons, even though he's using every bit of the track, being as aggressive as he can be, still is going to look smooth. It's like he's a Sunday driving into turn 1. He's not fighting the car. He's not fighting against what the car wants to do. He's letting the car go where it wants. And he's just there to maximize speed. Just keep it from slowing down too much. Keep it, a little bit of wheel there coming out of the S as the car gets light. But watch the bus stop. He's been super clean in the bus stop the last couple laps. We'll see if that continues to be the case. A little bit. Oh, no, he's not. It's a broadcaster curse a little bit there. We'll see if he got a slowdown from that. A lot of times when you cut a corner like that, you'll get a little bit of slowdown. You have to give that time up. You have to do it for about, you have to give up a little bit within about 40 seconds, or you'll get a drive-through penalty. Like he was able to kind of get it back going. Last lap, he lost about 7/10 in total. We'll see what he lost here. I went on board with him to highlight what he was doing, and he made some mistakes, but the previous lap in the bus stop, he was very smooth. Now Kostick coming up on some lap traffic. It looks like Jacob Denson right up in front. So Kostick, love for these guys to kind of get it out of the way, especially before the bus stop. This is the worst time for him to catch these guys. Oh, it's so frustrating. And they're going to go side by side. There is nothing worse for a leader. He is going to lose so much time. Oh, it's excruciating. As he's going to lose almost a second there. As here comes Lucas Lyons, also dealing with that lap traffic. You do not want to catch lap traffic going into the bus stop. Coming out of the S's, going into the bus stop, that is the worst time because lap traffic can't move out of the way in the bus stop. It's just not possible. And, oh, man, just terrible time. Now, Lucas did get kind of hung up as well, so it's back to a second and a half, but the pressure is still on. Lucas, I'm not sure if he'll be eligible for the playoffs. I'm not sure how many races he has run. I had not been here a few times. Oh, is Lucas sliding the rear end off the corner? That's not good for those lap times, I'll tell you that. Might have cooked the rears as hard as he's been driving. But for Michael Kostick, this will be a huge win. We've talked a little bit about pressure releases so far, with Levi McCarty and Brian Provo kind of getting separated. Let Levi breathe just a little bit. Now here comes Lucas. He's having to deal with the lap traffic. He's going to ride into the bus stop. He catches Jacob Denson in a little bit better position, doesn't lose as much time. But for Michael Kostick being 2 points above the cutoff with just 3 races remaining. This will be a huge sigh of relief for him because those 2 points will not matter anymore. So Caustic, while he is a very clean driver, somebody that I know is not really the type to be too aggressive. I would like to think tonight he's going to be a little bit more aggressive than he usually would because this race means something. It is a big race for him in his playoff picture. And Lucas trying to play spoiler here with just about 5 laps to go in this race. Well, hope y'all are having a good time out there. I want to thank our sponsor, Hidden Wit Brewing Company, for their sponsorship of this series. Of course, Lincoln Tech for their sponsorship of the entire spring series. Lincoln Tech does not get enough love, so we definitely want to shout them out, thank them as well. And all the other sponsors here at Goat Locker, there's been a many. But look at this battle for the lead. This is all you can ask for. Coming to the end of a road course race is having 2 drivers who are just fantastic, battling it out for a win. Last time, Lucas was about 2/10 faster. That is not going to be enough. He's going to have to dig down deep, find a little bit extra. 2/10 will not get you there. It'll get you close, but it ain't going to get you there. He's going to have to find 3 to 4 tenths a lap. If I'm Lucas, not that he gets to choose. I mean, he's driving as hard as he can. That time they ran exactly the same lap time, so no gain there for Lucas Lyons. But, you know, you have to get there quick, and you can see he's really struggling to get off of turn 1, and that's huge because all the speed that you carry into the S's, you know, he scrubbed up 2 or 3 tenths there just by sliding the rears. He's done that a couple times, just trying to be too aggressive on throttle. Caustic just driving smooth. You can see he's not made any mistakes. He may not be lapping as fast as Lucas, maybe not even as fast as Caustic really could, but you can see the mistakes he is not making that is keeping him out in the lead. Lucas has been, I mean, just damn near incredible, making up 4.8 seconds when he got around second place, Duncan Fall, and has made that time up all the way to a 1.5 seconds. So an amazing drive out of that 71 machine. But Caustic has just done all the right things, has not made any mistakes so far, and that has carried him all the way to the end of this thing. So just about 5 laps to go now in this one. What can Lucas do? Can he make it exciting? Get up here and have us some battle for the win. Now, Lucas gave up a couple tenths off of turn 1 last time. This time he gets the power down. But he was only about a tenth slower last time by. So he is much faster everywhere else. Through the S's, turn 1 through the S's, I think Caustic has been pretty damn good. But right here, Lucas makes up a ton of time through the carousel all the way to the end. So if he can nail turn 1 every time, I think he's got a shot. But he's going to have to be perfect. This race has flown by. We are just 50 minutes into this race and come across the line for 4 laps to go. And Caustic perfectly driving this thing. He ran a 4.20 to Lucas Lyons 4.80. So just a tad bit faster, managing that gap. Going board with Caustic. He's using that wheel just a little bit. Trying to hang on to it. See the car get pretty light under braking. You see that sort of left. The tape goes to the left when he was braking for the bus stop. So the car getting a little bit light there. The Caustic's car not driving great. It's just awesome to watch guys who are really good at this. Always just unbelievable. You go on my own board, and it looks like I'm playing footsie with myself. If I had a foot cam, and then my steering wheel's all over the place. You watch these guys, and it's very particular, just purposeful movements on the wheel, nothing wasted. That time by 0.3 of a second faster for the 4 with just 3 laps to go. He's going to spread that gap out just a little bit more, and I think he's got this one in the bag. Kostick is running up on some lap traffic. I think that is, I don't know who that is. I thought that was Ryzen Baker, but I don't know who it is. A little bit of lap traffic. And that driver's going to pull over to the right. Maybe? No. I don't know who is that. I can't find out who it is. Oh, it's Kevin Price. That's where I thought he drove a different color car. But, yeah, Kevin Price in front of the leaders. See if he moves over and lets the leader by. He's going to pull over into the grass. Here comes Lucas Lyon. Lucas going to catch him at the worst time. Yeah, this is, oh, it's such a bummer. And really not, I mean, there's nothing Kevin Price can do other than let both of them go. And I know it's frustrating for Lucas, but Kostick had the same issue a couple times dealing with catching traffic in the bus stop. Just the worst place to catch them because you're just trying to carry so much speed and there's just no room for error. So if you make the wrong move there, it can be real tough. Well, here we come. White flag in the hand of Barney. He is just waving the hell out of that flag. White flag is out. One more lap to go for Michael Kostick. Trying to make it into the playoffs. Lock himself in. Got one more time around to do it. 1.4, 1.5 seconds is the gap. Back to second place, Lucas Lyons, who's had an incredible race. These guys are 14 seconds ahead of third place. But just a flawless drive out of the number 4. He's got some traffic up ahead, but they should be far enough. It shouldn't matter. Lucas driving the heck out of it to the bus stop, overdrove it. Gained half a second, then lost it again. Just trying everything he can to get it done. Through the carousel. And just 2 more corners. Being playoff bound. He's going to do it. Michael Kostick through the final corner. Comes off turn 8, and the checker flag is waving. Michael Kostick is going to win here at the Glen. We got some good battles going on as Ryan Pendleton had gotten to the back bumper of Duncan Fall, but not going to be enough. Duncan going to come home with a 3rd place finish, and he had Alex Cruz and Patrick Drabick running nose to tail. And Alex Cruz going to come home in 5th, and Patrick Drabick in 6th. And then we have another battle here for the end of this race. 11th and 12th. Got Levi McCarty and Christopher Morse Jr. Guys on the oval side, you would be watching battle for the win. They have been on the struggle bus tonight, but now they're going to try to battle it out. The final 2 turns. Who's going to get this 11th position? One more opportunity. Morse is going to send it. Levi going to block the corner. not much that Morris can do. And they will cross the line. But here is your winner, Michael Kostick. Led 38 out of the 40 laps. Led it from start to finish. Well, let's take a small commercial break. We'll come back to your results, and then we'll talk to these guys, see what they thought about it. We'll be right back.
A thriving job market and low cost of living, plus a wide range of veteran benefits, make Indiana the perfect place for veterans of the United States military to call home. InVets can help you find that home. We're an organization started by veterans to help former service members transition to civilian life in our state. InVets can help you find the community with the career opportunities, housing, schools, and amenities that fit your lifestyle. To learn more about InVets, visit us at invets.org today.
We are back here at the Glen, and what a race that was. That was a pretty dang good race. It had all the things you wanted. Very exciting. Great little run there at the end. A lot of good battles. Let's take a look at your results. Cossack Lions and Duncan Fall, your top three. Ryan Pendleton makes up 6 spots, starting 10th, comes home in 4th. Alex Cruz in 5th. Patrick Dravitt comes home in 6th. Jacob Ellingson in 7th. Daniel Cunningham in 8th. Ryan Provo 9th. Jonah Colbert going to round out your top 10. 11th, Levi McCarty with Chris Morse Jr. in 12th. Ryzen Baker in 13th. Jacob Denson in 14th. And Jamie Barkus, we saw him have a black flag early in the race for what I don't know, but falls all the way back to the end of the field and comes back with a top 10 finish. I said he could do it. I said he could do it. I said he'd get back to the top 15, and he did exactly that. Brady Cox comes home in 16th. Jamie Lipke in 17th. Matt Knights in 18th. 19th is Kevin Price. Congratulations, Kevin. You did it. You finished in 19th. Pretty good. Craig Von Traeger in 20th. 21st is Frederick Seagraves Jr., George Jewell in 22nd. Chris Sawyer, 23rd. Charles Aber, 24th. And Mark Cofield rounds out top 25. Well, let's talk to some of these drivers. Let's get your race winner in here and see what they thought. And we're going to start with our winner, and that is Michael Kostick. Mike, this is Eddie in the booth. You got a copy?
Yeah, I got you, bud.
Man, well, you know what? I hate to put pressure on you every time we come to a road course and you're in the race, but I sort of always point to you as the guy to beat. And you had a lot riding on the line here tonight. You were 2 points above the cutoff with just 3 races remaining. You had to feel good about your chances, and you had to feel good about the chances. Now you're locked into the playoffs. Did any of that go through your mind before the race?
Yeah, a little bit. I mean, I've had a pretty rough season. Been in a few accidents, so definitely had this one circled as a good opportunity to lock myself in. But yeah, I mean, damn, Lucas was fast.
Yeah, well, how about that? That was incredible, man. You know, we I point to you a lot, and I like I said, probably put too much pressure on you. But tonight was all about not making mistakes, and you know, you kind of manage that lead, manage the car. You know, at times you're running probably a half a second off of what you needed to. Was there a little bit of that where you just trying to run off the pace a little bit? You know, kind of walk me through what you were doing, just trying to manage it.
Yeah, I mean, start of the race, I tried to jump out pretty much as far as I could. Then after pit stops, I kind of just wanted to manage that gap. And I thought I was in good shape when I seen Lucas come out and run that 12.7. I was like, well, he's going to burn his stuff up. But yeah, he kept coming. Every time I kind of built the gap back up to 2 seconds, I'd catch a lap car at a bad spot. He'd catch up, and then he'd catch one at a bad spot, and I'd pull back away. So, I mean, it all kind of worked out there. But yeah, I was definitely just trying to manage the gap, save my tires, and have something in case he caught me to battle him.
Yeah, it seems like at Watkins Glen, you always catch the lap cars at the bus stop, and that seemed to be the worst spot tonight. But you managed to get it done, man. You get down to the end, few laps to go, and it's Lucas just not able to close the gap, and man, you're able to get the win. So congratulations on running a damn near flawless race. I didn't even see you really dip a tire off tonight, and you come away with the victory. Congratulations, first off, and who do you have to thank?
Yeah, thank you guys at VSP for doing the broadcast. Lincoln Tech, Save 22, Indiana Department of Veteran Affairs, all my teammates at Bandits, and shout out to everyone for having a good, clean race. And
Well, there you go. Playoff bound Michael Costa takes home the victory tonight. Well, let's bring in second place finisher, and that is Lucas Lyons. Lucas is Eddie in the booth. You got a copy?
Yeah, I got a copy, Eddie.
Well, what a fun race, man. I got to say, I don't know what happened on your qualifying attempt, first off, because I know you're pretty quick and you started back in the 8th position. So kind of walk me through what happened there.
I The honest answer, I just sucked. I just kind of slid a lot more than I really needed to, and was a little bit too aggressive on the gas. So that kind of started in a hole, and luckily I crawled my way out of it.
Yeah. Well, and you were extremely fast, man. I don't think anybody's really surprised by that. But when Costa got out to such a huge lead, I kept watching. I kept seeing your lap times be half a second faster, half a second faster. And I'm like, wait a minute now. And so you were able to get through a few guys. You had a really nice break when a lap car and Duncan kind of got together, and you were able to quickly dispatch him and then really set your sights on the 4. Yeah, you cut it down for I think you were 4.8 seconds back from Cossack whenever you made that pass, and you were able to pull it down to almost a second at one point. Did you really feel like you had a chance? I mean, were you feeling very confident? Kind of walk me through that as you saw the times, sort of keep going down, going down. Did you start to kind of let it in of, hey, maybe I can win this thing?
I didn't know what to think. Honestly, I kind of thought Cossack was just managing the gap. Once I got around Duncan and saw I think it was like a 7 or 8. But I mean, I could be wrong. And I was like, all right, I'm just going to not make mistakes and just try to keep the car under me. And I had race laps up, and I have less lap up, and I saw 2 tenths faster, 3 tenths faster, 2, 4. Like it, I was just faster every lap, and I started getting excited because I was like, man, I might actually like get up to him. I can actually race Caustic on a road course, because normally I'm not in this position where every lap I'm slowly gaining on Caustic. Normally I'm falling back slowly, and I just don't have a chance at all. So I got a little excited, got a little sweaty. My feet got sweaty because I had socks on, and I'm not used to that.
Well, it was exciting though. I mean, you made the race exciting. Usually somebody goes off and just kind of takes off, and you never hear from the leader again. But you kept kind of getting closer and closer, and we had some lap traffic sort of help you and then also hurt you at the same time. It just seemed like both of you would catch the lap traffic at the bus stop, which is the worst place. You got it within a second, but it seemed like maybe the tires started to fall away. I saw a couple times out of turn 1, you started to slide the rears a little bit. Do you think you cooked them, or do you just think he started picking up the pace?
I'd say a little bit of both, because I started pushing harder and harder because the lap started winding down and down. I got more excited, and it Caustic, he rarely makes a mistake, and I mean you've seen him time and time again come to these road courses and just puts on a clinic, and it's the lap cars did start to get frustrating. I was actually pretty quiet, which is not what I normally do when I go to races. Normally, I'm talking Caustic and Daniel's ear off, which makes me cause a mistake. But yeah, once I would see a lap car in front of Mike, I'm like, yeah, man, this is my chance. I'm gonna get within a second, within half a second, then I'll be able to make a pass. And then in the bus stop, I'm just like, well, the hole's there, so I got to go there. And it kind of messes my rhythm up, and then I got to find that rhythm again and push again. Then we catch a lap car. Lap cars kind of mess up your rhythm when you're that late in the race.
Right. Yeah. Well, you got there and just yeah, it just got so close, but it was a fun race to watch. You guys made it really exciting. And yeah, came home with a second place finish. So congratulations, Lucas. And who you got to thank tonight?
First off, I want to thank Jonah Colbert for this amazing replica paint scheme that he made of the Austin Dillon Coke 600 scheme. It's by far one of my favorite schemes, and I'm not even a huge Austin Dillon fan. And he absolutely knocked it out of the park. I want to thank Cofield Asphalt Refinishing, Scotty Oliver Racing, Southeast Tutoring, Honor Home Loans, V Speed, you all for putting this broadcast on. SM Racing Products, use code Bandits1 at checkout. Save 10 to 20 bucks. It helps our team out a lot. Hidden Wit and all the sponsors over here who puts on amazing races.
All right, there you have it. Second place finisher tonight, Lucas Lying. Almost got it done, but came up a little bit short. Let's move right into third place, and that is a newcomer, Duncan Fall here tonight. Started in second, came home in third. Duncan, you got a copy?
Yeah, I got you.
Well, man, a fun race. It seemed like Caustic was sort of in a different zip code. You kind of hung around there for a while. A couple seconds back, he kept just kind of creeping away. Where do you think it all kind of started to fall back? You were kind of it was just you and him for a while, and then you started to slowly fade away. What do you think happened there?
Yeah, I was able to keep up with them on the short runs, but as the long run went on, I was just sliding my tires too much, and they got too hot, and I just couldn't keep up with them.
Yeah, well, you were holding on to second for a while, and then Lucas came just blasting up through there. I don't know what in the world he did tonight, but man, had 2 or 3 Red Bulls, I think. It was just getting with it, and you kind of had a little okey doke with a lap car. You zigged when they zigged, and then it just gave up that second spot. And Lucas was able to get around you there. So I don't know. I don't really know what the question is here. That's a bummer, but you held on for third place though. Ryan Pendleton was putting some pressure on you there at the end. Kind of how was the car feeling as you got to the end of this one?
It was about the really loose. Like I said earlier, the tires were really hot. I was trying to pull away, but he just kept getting closer and closer. And then with the lap cars, I heard Lucas talk about how they mess up your rhythm. That really got to me because I thought he was catching them at the worst spot. He had closed in about half a second, and I was just barely hanging on there. A couple more laps, he probably would have had me.
Yeah, well, he didn't get you. Third place for Duncan in your, I think your first race with us here at Goat Locker, the Midwit Brewing Xfinity Series. So we're glad to have you tonight. Good showing. Started second, come home in third. That's not a bad little deal. So congratulations on that. And as always, who do you have to thank? Any sponsor shout outs?
Got to thank Freddie Seagraves, Fearless Creations, for inviting me to this league. Shout out Brady. He was in this race. They both had unfortunate races that didn't really go as well for them. Shout out to Lucas. I've known him for a little bit. He had a good race. And Chef Content, Gaming Chef. He was in the call with us for a little bit. So shout out to them.
All right, well there you have it. Third place finisher Duncan Fall in his first race in the series comes home in third. Well, my goodness, that is about as good as it gets for a road course. Now it was exciting, had a great little battle. there to the end, and Watkins Glen always puts on a fantastic show. Well, I want to thank our sponsors, Lincoln Tech, for the sponsorship of this entire season, and of course, Midway Brewing Company for their sponsorship of this series. I'm Aiden Smith, B-Speed, Bradley Cooper, Adam Baker, everybody over at B-Speed that does incredible jobs, Pat and Jamie at Goat Locker, and everybody that watches. Can't thank y'all enough. Y'all hope y'all have a great night. We'll see y'all next week. Michael Kostick locked in the playoffs. Who's going to do it next? We'll find out. See y'all later.